welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a quick video on the Series 6 Apple Watch with the Solo Loop, and I just wanted to show a video on the wear and tear of the watch after about 4 months of use and if the watch has stretched out at all. One of my original videos to do with the Apple Watch, a question that I had, as well as one of the Apple employees when I had purchased this watch, was we weren't sure if the band was going to stretch out over time or not. It's the first time that Apple's come out with the Solo Loop, so that's what we're going to talk about today. The number one pro that I have for this watch is that it is a bracelet. There's no clasp on the watch. There's no chance of the clasp breaking on me like it did with my last watch, or the clasp wearing out, anything like that, or it coming undone. So I absolutely love that it's a bracelet type situation. The biggest con that I have with this watch is the oil buildup that gets around the band. So like I said, I've had this for about 4 months and it's not matte blue anymore. I did get this in deep navy. The band it's like shiny, and then in the middle it's like more matte. In the middle, that's how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to be a more matte color, and that's how I purchased the watch. Throughout the day, either from lotions being on your skin, just the natural oil build up from your skin throughout the day, and then dirt kind of sticks to it, things like that. So I haven't really been able to like get rid of that at all. The oil buildup's kind of eaten away at the outer layer of the watch a little bit. I apologize if I keep saying watch. I'm saying that interchangeably with the band. This is my old watch. This is the Broken Series 3. With this watch, you'll notice there's no oil buildup or anything weird like that along the edges like there is with the Solo Loop. There might be a little bit of dirt and dust, and that's honestly just because it's been sitting on a dresser for about 4 months. Haven't done anything with it, compared to this one where you can very clearly tell there's just like weird oil buildup. It's just kind of gross to me, honestly. The other thing that I have an issue with this band is that I can't adjust the size throughout the day. So with the old bands, obviously with the clasp on it, you could adjust the size just like you can with any other watch. And this might sound weird, this might just be a me thing. Sometimes I would loosen up my watch a little bit, make it tighter. A perfect example of this is when I was going to the gym. If I was running on the treadmill, I'd make the watch a little bit tighter just so the sensor could be attached to my skin a little bit better to get an accurate reading, and then maybe loosen it up after I was like all sweaty and gross and I just didn't want silicone sticking to my skin. The two main loops that I used is this most outer one here and the second to last one. This is the first time I put it on in 4 months. Aw, I actually do miss this. Anyways, so just what I'm saying here is that this is on the last loop, and you can see that it like kind of freely can slide up and down my arm. Whereas with this watch, when it's on, it doesn't freely move around. The Series 3, you can see there that it's on the second to last loop now, and it doesn't move around as much. It's more snug. This is maybe the tightness that I would put on if I was actually running on the treadmill, just so I can get, like I said, an accurate reading. This just feels like it sticks to your skin more, like just more things just like stick to it. It's weird. I'm so conflicted right now. The reason I bought this watch altogether and therefore bought the Solo Loop was because the clasps failed me on this watch. I don't know how. It started actually happening a lot more frequently, but I guess it was just worn out over time. It came undone, it popped off, and my watch went like flying and hit tile and smashed. Sometimes I wonder if I should have sized up a little bit with the watch, because I'm gonna insert a picture here, but you can see there's like little marks on my hand, and sometimes it just happens, like if I'm just resting my hand a weird way, it doesn't exactly freely move, which it's not supposed to. I mean, most watches are not supposed to just freely fall around on your wrist, but I did like the option with the old band is that with the holes that you could adjust the size if you chose. Apple's website does say that the Solo Loop is supposed to fit just right. It's supposed to be snug but comfortable. So this is a snug fit and it's comfortable most of the time. The other thing too is I think there's been an issue with sizing for Apple, just depending on the type of band that you bought. When I think the braided one fit a little bit tighter just because of like how tightly woven the fabric was together. I luckily didn't have that issue. Like I said, I purchased mine from the Apple store itself, and I was speaking with the Apple employee. I got to size out a bunch of different bands. They were cleaned down in between, obviously, because COVID going on right now. But I got to size mine in the store, and then I had decided at that point, as well with the employee, that the size 6 ultimately would have been the best fit for me. So the big question here is, did the Solo Loop actually stretch out with time? No, not really. And if it did, I wouldn't have noticed. There's a lot of pull to it when I put it on my wrist. I put it on with some force and it kind of just snaps on it. I do worry sometimes that I'm actually just gonna fully snap this off one day, but so far it's been well. I'm not gonna complain about that. I like the flexibility of the sports band because I was able to move it between sizes throughout the day if I needed, like I've mentioned. But I also like this band specifically just because the clasp is not there. So the opportunity for it to fall off by accident, that's not presented for me. The other thing I like too from a nursing perspective is solely just cleanliness with this. You can see obviously with this watch, there's crevices here where the holes are. You can have dirt and grime buildup, bacteria buildup around that little notch there. I obviously don't have that issue with the Solo Loop. So when I would finish a shift at the hospital or at the COVID clinic, I would just give this a quick wipe down with one of the cleaning wipes that we have. But I would also always be worried about little bacteria kind of building up inside of these holes here. I'm gonna actually grab a Lysol wipe to wipe this down. The wipes that I would use in the hospital is like the Cavi wipes or like hospital grade disinfecting wipes. Lysol wipes not gonna compare to the hospital grade Cavi wipes, but just an example. I'm just gonna clean the band and see if I can get that oil kind of stain off on the side. So it's pretty much dried. And you can still see it's kind of just like oil stained on the side there. And that's kind of been consistent for the last 2 months or so, which that's unfortunate. And I'm not really willing to dish out a new $60 every time I want a new watch band. See the little flakes there from the Lysol wipe? Things just kind of stick to it and I'm not a fan of that. So I like the Solo Loop just for the fact that like there's no clasp on it. That's great. But the oil buildup around here, it's gross. And I guess it's like a defect in the watch or something. Oh, that's just gonna bother me now. It's just all over there. I actually had this watch in the same band for about 2 years. So the fact that nothing really stained it the same way that this did after 4 months, I think that kind of speaks for itself. Oh, actually the other thing I wanted to mention too is that wearing this band size, by the way, on the last hole is about equivalent to a size 7 in the store for me. And on the second to last hole is equivalent to the size 6 that I have purchased. So that's kind of how it fits, if it makes sense, if that helps anybody. So there's the 2 watch bands. I just wanted to make a quick video. Hopefully this helps somebody out there if you were wondering how the wear and tear of the Solo Loop band has held up over time and if it indeed has actually stretched out, which I think it has the slightest little bit, but it's not enough for me to be worried or complain about it at all. Anyways, see you guys in the next one. Bye.